What is up, Films Creation Nation? It's your boy Edgar Ybarra. So it's a beautiful Sunday, and if there was no, I don't know, little global pandemic that hits every 100 or so years, I'd be probably outside walking the dogs, enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day. Anyway, so I thought I'd get a little productive here. Here's the latest with what's going on, like and how I want to bring you value today. I want to talk about basically where to get music, where to not get music, what to look out for when you're searching for music for, in this case, a trailer. Yes, I'm cutting the trailer. And so let's just jump straight into it. So basically here, let me go ahead and switch my screen. Okay. All right. So here's, let's go back to square one with regards to what's going on with me. So over to the YouTubes, as you can see right here, I put in drama trailer music. I need some strong dramatic music for the trailer. And then, when you hit search on that, these are the search results that come up. But here's the thing, you don't want to just rip. Usually it being trailer music, everything's going to be around, 2, 3, 4 minutes long, which is good. You see, as you can see here, 3 minutes, 2:11, 1:56. This 2:11 I found, this was an amazing track, but here's the problem. You don't want to just grab anything. So you go up here to the filters, right? And you hit Creative Commons. Creative Commons is just fancy legal speak for basically here, let me actually open this up. Let's open up this this video right here.
Open it up.
Yeah, open it up. That's what I did. So anyway, when you go down here to the description of a video and you go all the way past everything that they put at the bottom, CC or Creative Commons, which means basically reuse allowed. So that means basically for all you editors and people out there who are looking for music, Creative Commons means reuse allowed, right? So technically you should be able to rip this, you put it into your video, your project, your short film, whatever it is that you're doing, and it should be cool, right? Like there should be no copyright strike against you. But if you notice right here, there's a download link. So people are uploading stuff, they're claiming Creative Commons attribution or reuse allowed, okay? But then they're saying, okay, but you got to go to this other website and pay for it and buy it, right? So I'm weary about these things because I mean, like, it's like really like how much am I going to believe you if you're calling it Creative Commons and you're telling me I can use it, and then you're telling me to go to some website. So as much good music as there is on the Creative Commons, and you're going to find some stuff on here that doesn't have that issue, but for as much as good stuff as there is on here on YouTube, I'm really not going to trust it, because last thing I need is to cut, in this case, a trailer or a movie or pull music, and then later on have, and maybe a scene depend heavily upon the music and the tones and the cues and the rhythm, and then and basically somebody come and say like, hey, you can't use my stuff, or you got to pay me for it, and then that's a whole other headache. So in order to avoid that, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go to the following. So we go to the, if you have a YouTube account, you go to your YouTube Creator Studio, and then you go on over to your audio library. Your audio library, basically, like here's some pretty, it like YouTube wants you to make stuff, okay? They want you to make your content. They want to host your content. They want to slap their ads on their stuff. So they're going to provide you with the tools for you to make a video. In this case, being music, sound effects, etc. So let's try, for example, dramatic trailer music, just to kind of see what comes up. MUS, I see. I can't spell worth a damn, so let's try dramatic. Okay. And so you've got all kinds of good stuff, like I just typed in the word dramatic, right? And then you got all kinds of filters. You can go by mood, genre, etc. So genre, I usually like for example, ambient. So the combination of the word dramatic within the ambient section, let's see what comes up. Voices. Let's take a listen to that. Okay, so I don't know if you guys were able to hear that, but long story short, under the audio library within YouTube, you have a lot of great stuff, and you just have to take a look. Let's open up this one called, oh, here's another thing that you want to listen to with regards to attribution with regard to, like, the playing it safe, attribution required or not required. So I usually go for attribution not required. Basically, if I'm providing YouTube my music and then you want to use it, sometimes the creators are gonna want you to slap in, a little thing in your video that says, this music was provided by blah blah blah. So you're attributing that music to the creator. I usually just go with attribution not required, because there's some people out there that I guess they kind of don't care, and they just want their music out there, which is also cool. It's one less thing to do. So when you don't have to deal with the attribution required, so that's great, right? So I've actually pulled throughout the years, I've actually pulled a lot of great music, and I remember when YouTube's audio library sucked, but they quickly took care of that problem throughout the years, because they started providing really great music. Like, you needed horror, you needed suspense, mystery, thriller music. I mean, you just, you just type in different keywords, and then also, use the different filters as to, the title, the mood, the track, the genre, and you find some really good stuff here. So the best part is licensing, it's all taken care of. You don't have to think about any of that here on YouTube, because again, they just want to give you the tools to be able to make your thing, your video, your short film, or whatever it is. So again, I've pulled a lot of great stuff from YouTube. Let me go ahead and kill this share. So now, you know what? I'll stay on it. So anyway, another thing that I was on a mission for is this. So yesterday, I had to begin the process of cutting the trailer and basically going off in that direction. So, cutting a trailer is it's not my forte for sure, but the thing is that I knew this about YouTube. There's always somebody on there who knows more than me that I can look up and do a little search to then find a great video as to how to, well, that's a term, how to. You can learn anything on YouTube. Um, so in my case, filmmaking stuff, how to edit a trailer, right? So I typed it in, and a lot of videos came up, a lot of crap, but also a few really good videos. So there's this one video by Film Editing Pro, and it's called How Professional Hollywood Editors Cut a Movie Trailer Video Editing Tutorial. Now, I kind of suspected like what to expect with regards to the three-act structure and how to edit and whatnot. And so I just wanted to see from somebody who could, enlighten me a little bit more, speaking specifically from the area of editing a trailer itself. So in other words, I kind of had a feeling as to where this was going, but I'm always down to learn. And so that's what I wanted to do. So let me see. Okay, I just want to make sure I was still recording. Okay, so let's go back to YouTube. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, so, you know, in wanting to learn more about like how to cut a trailer, um, am I the master of cutting trailers? No, but the thing is that I wanted to learn the basics. I really wanted to dive in and educate myself on what I could, um, and combine that with, my editing skills, my, knowledge of story and structure, and, just kind of take in and find the really good videos. And I found these two amazing videos, and just kind of combine that and put that into my brain before moving forward. So basically a little education on my behalf. Another great one that I found was by Derek Liu, Lieu, Dereklieu, and it's called How to Make a Trailer, Editing Three-Act Trailer Structure. So this one was really good because it's really easy and great to understand. The way he breaks it down was just really, really well done. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this link, and then also the other one, How Professional Hollywood Editors Cut a Movie Trailer. This one goes really into depth, but still, not super long. I'm going to put both of those links in the description of this video. I really encourage you to check those out because they're great stuff. So let's go back to, so that was YouTube audio music library, why I don't get stuff off of the Creative Commons, because I'm still kind of weary. So I'd rather go to either the audio library or let's talk about Pond 5, which I just flashed up here for just a little bit. Pond 5 is there. First off, it's a stock website where you can buy, you do a search for anything you want to do a search for, and there's stock footage, stock music, After Effects, photos, illustrations, Photoshops, 3D, which by the way, I'm not paid by YouTube or stock music. I wish I was, but if you guys want to put some money to my pocket, cool. But these are just great resources that I want to share with you guys. So like, let's say for example, so stock stuff, a lot of stock stuff on Pond 5. I came across Pond 5, and Pond 5 is one of many other great websites that just offer a lot of great stock stuff, stock photos, stock blah blah blah, right? So I typed in like dramatic trailer music, okay, and then that was on footage, so my bad, music tracks. So hello, okay, guess I had to hit the little magnifying glass. Okay, so then all of a sudden this comes up. Let me make sure that I'm showing you actually the right screen. Get out of there, get back in there. Okay, good. So sharing stock music. Awesome. Okay, cool. So this is Pond 5, and you can either bring up the results based upon, the best match according to your search query, the most popular matches, the newest stuff, or you can go price low to high. So this is what I really like here. So we'll go to price right now, but you can also add the filters here, and you select, are you looking for stuff, dramatic trailer music per genre, per, you know what I mean? Like, you guys get it. There's a bunch of criteria that you can fiddle with, and then you just play with those, and you'll see exactly how neat it is with regards to like what results come up. So best match. So you can also price, you can go from high to low, low to high, or duration also. So for duration, I actually put from 0, if you look over here on the left-hand side of the screen, from 0 to about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And do you see how with even just adjusting the time, it's giving me new search results? So now everything is going to be between 0 and 2 minutes and 15 seconds, because that's usually what a trailer is. So you know what? Let's actually bring up the low end to about 2 minutes. All right, so 2 minutes to about 2 minutes, technically 14 seconds. And so it's going to serve you up everything for a dramatic music trailer between 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Best match, right? Let's say you're like, oh, I'm on a budget, right? Because look at these prices right here. First off, these prices are already really great to start off with. You drop some cash on this website, on something that you like a track that you like, and that's it. You don't have to think about getting sued. You don't have to think about, who's going to come your way to, like, you don't have to, all of that's taken care of already, thank God. So that's why you're paying money. That is the reason why you pay money, for that peace of mind, knowing that when you pay that money, somebody coming around later saying, hey, you can't use my music or whatever because you thought you could use it off of the Creative Commons section of YouTube. That's why you're paying money, for that peace of mind. And so I'd rather just drop some cash and know that like that's taken care of. Now let's say you're like, oh, but Edgar, I'm on a budget. Cool, let's go from low to high price wise, right? Or you can go high to low. Let's go low to high, right? So you guys, ladies and gentlemen, these prices go down as low as like 15 bucks. And let me see if I can actually let's see, share computer audio. Okay. Oh! All right, so anyway, you guys get the point. You do your search, and then you can start off from as low as 15 bucks for peace of mind. And then of course the prices go up. Wow, look at that. You have a full freaking page of 48 items in that first page, all at 15 bucks. And they're good, it's good stuff, you guys. So Pond 5 is where, I'm like, when I first discovered, I'm like, I'll try out one track. Well, it turns out they've got a bunch of amazing tracks. I've always gotten a lot of stuff, not all my stuff, but I've gotten a lot of stuff from for my short films, projects, etc., from Pond 5 or also YouTube. And the reason why is because, I mean, like I think these websites understand that you have your people editing at home, all of your content makers and whatnot. Here, let me go ahead and stop the share. Okay, cool. I think these websites understand that, I just want to make my stuff. You just want to make your stuff. You don't want to screw around with like, contracts and am I going to get sued and all this BS. Like, you just want to make stuff. And so they make it ridiculously easy. At least, the YouTube, the audio library, and then Pond 5 and many other um, websites like it. I was actually on another website, kind of like Pond 5, except they wanted like $320 for a track, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna drop 320 bones on a track. So you have your other ones out there, and their contracts look different. But the thing is, I go to Pond 5 because you can score some great music for like $15. I think the most I've ever paid for a track was like $35, but they can go up to like $50, $75. And it doesn't mean they're any better or any worse than all these other ones. It just means like which one's going to work for you and also your budget too. So you spend some money, you go to the right sources, you guys, and then you get that peace of mind. You get that music. And so yeah, so that's why I am now cutting the trailer. So let's move on to that's where I find great music for these trailers. Well, for the trailer that I'm cutting, and then also for the movie and just whatnot, because um I mean, I can go on forever. I'm actually just repeating myself now, but they're two great sources to find good content for. So let's talk here. Let me go ahead and drop this. Okay. So let's go ahead and show you how I'm using the music that I got. Okay, here we go. My bad. So this is the music track right here, right? Actually, this is the music track right here. This is the actual trailer I'm starting to cut. Now, the music track that I needed was actually, let's go ahead and unlock and jump in. And doop 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 doop, master timeline. Okay. Trailer elements. That's right. I just created that. Where's the music? Anyway, so this track right here, you know what? Let me just go ahead and I'm just gonna take this part right here. I don't want to screw around with wasting your time as I figure out like, oh, where I put that track. So anyway, the track was a really nice track. And let me see if I can go ahead and share my computer audio. Gets a little dramatic. All right, cool. So, all right, cool. So basically, as you can see right here, let me go ahead and open this up a little bit more. It looks like a 3-act structure already. You know what I mean? You have your kind of intro here on the front end, and then right here it gets a little bit more intense. So what I did over here with the actual images was in the trailer, for example, coming off of that one video that I told you guys to go ahead and watch, and let me see if I can pull it up. Go ahead and stop the share. Okay, so going back to, okay, let's see if I can share this correctly. So going back to this YouTube page right here, Again, Derek Liu, I'm going to put his video. This is probably my favorite video because it was really easy to understand. And the way Derek lays it out is just, it's great. It flows. There were some other good ones out there. Some were that were like extremely in depth. Those were good too. But and then some were like, this one guy did a really good example. But the thing is that he was kind of a smart ass, and so it was more about his comedic sense versus teaching me something about, his knowledge about, how to construct a trailer. So coming off of here, um, Derek even shows you the line of rising action in a trailer, but then talks about how in the trailer you start with a cold open right here on the front end. So the front end, the cold open, if you could imagine, like for example, the classic movie of, or the classic example of James Bond movies or Indiana Jones movies. Movie starts and you're thrown into the action right away with something interesting and intriguing to hook and grab you. So that's what the cold open is. And then we go to what would be considered the beginning of the trailer, act one, act two, act three. And then he even talks about, how to, number one, establish, let me try to find it. I mean, he lays it out here, how you should see, the three-act structure. So the cold open hooks the audience's attention. Act one introduces a premise. Act two introduces the conflict. Act three, the exciting climax of the trailer. And then the button, the one last tease. The button on the back end here, let's go back to the structure of the trailer. The button on the back end. Okay, the button on the back end right here, this is what's called the button. This term is new to me, but it's that one last little piece of, like, after the resolution of the trailer, it throws one little more thing at you. Usually it's like a quirky little punchline, maybe something more to intrigue you. And so this was a great visual explanation. Being, filmmaker, I'm a visual person. This was a great visual explanation of the roller coaster that is the trailer line of rising action with the cold open, act one, act two, act three. Act one being where things are established. Number two is where conflict is introduced in act three, where the action really gets moving into the conflict. And then, of course, it resolves, goes low, and then you go back high for the button. And so all of this, mind you, you have to do all of this while at the same time not giving away your entire story, your entire movie, because then if you do that, then what's the point? Like, why am I going to want to watch your movie if you're just going to give me everything? So it's going to be really, really neat. And I already have the pieces in mind from the movie that I've, sat through so many damn times because I'm making the movie. But I already have the pieces in mind as to how I'm going to design this so that I inform the audience without giving the story or the secrets of the story away. You're going to know that it's a boy meets girl love story, and they develop a relationship, and but beyond that, let me see. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you guys had my audio. It always freaks me out when I think I'm not doing this right. So let me go ahead and kill that. So it always it's going to be a fun challenge, but I'm pretty sure that I will whip something up to where the trailer intrigues, but at the same time does not give away the most important elements of the story, for which I want you to see the movie. But at the same time, it is the thing that is going to advertise the film. So I'm really looking forward to putting this trailer together. And so going off of this three-act structure, the reason why I broke off into that three-act structure was because, let's go back to Adobe. Ta-da, there it is. Excuse me. Always coughing near your arm, or in this case, into my shirt. That way the COVID stay on me. I'm not sick right now. That was a joke. Um, so this part right here, if you look down here, you'll notice that it's basically already kind of like a three-act structure. So I'm going to throw a cold open on the front end over here. I'm not going to play the trailer for you guys. I'll show you like little snips and pieces and whatnot of the way I'm constructing it. But after I'm done with this video, um, I'll share that, of course. But so so basically, like, if you take a look at this, and we can even chop it up right here, you've got one, 2, 3. Okay, so if let's start from like minute number 3 just to kind of measure the whole thing out. All right. I don't know why it's jumping about 3 frames, but whatever. You guys get the point. Starts at 3 minutes just for sake of measuring it. So it's about see 2 minutes and I'll call it like 2 minutes and 22 seconds, something like that. Maybe 2:23, whatever. It gets the point across that it's more than enough music, except this part right here in the center, what I would call act 2, I actually chopped that up so that way the whole thing comes down to about 1:30. So starting at 3 minutes, maybe going to 4.5. So maybe I've chopped out actually a little bit more, but the thing is that it was more than enough for me to say, okay, like I could squeeze a minute 30 out of this trailer, plus another 30 seconds on the front end for the hook to hook you in to show you something interesting on the front end. So it's gonna be you're basically building a little mini movie off of your movie, but and you're trying to intrigue me and hook me in while at the same time not giving the important pieces of the story away. And so far that's that's a fun little challenge that I totally welcome to this whole process. But anyway, so that's where I'm at with the trailer. I'm also waiting for music back. I'm waiting for a quote back on some pieces of audio, not music, some pieces of audio that I myself could not clean up. I've cleaned up the vast majority of the audio in this movie, but there were some pieces that are just kind of above my pay grade. So I handed it off to absolute extreme professionals, waiting for a quote back to see what they're able to do, how much they'll charge me, etc. I have absolute faith in these two individuals that I was able to get my files to. So while that comes back, I'm working on the trailer, and that's where you get music. And so I'm just going to go ahead and let me see, stop the share. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and keep on doing your thing, everyone. Keep on making your films, your short stories. No one's going to tell your story the way you want it to be told, so you might as well do it yourself. And if you don't know how to do this or that, get on the YouTubes. Go ahead and learn anything you want to learn with regards to editing, recording, etc. Storytelling, any part of the storytelling process, you can always learn on YouTube. That's it, you guys. So happy hunting on your music tracks on the YouTube audio library. And then also on many websites like Pond5, make sure you're getting music from good sites, because music is a very contentious topic. We can find tons, and I have some of my favorite music composers, and I can easily rip that stuff. But am I safe doing so, like legally? I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like you have to. I don't want to get in trouble. You have to consider where your music's coming from and making sure that it's coming from a legally safe source. And there's tons of great ones out there. I just put 2 out there, the YouTube audio library, and then also Pond5. Again, Pond5, it's not the only stock website out there. There's tons out there if you just Google, stock music website. And you're going to have different styles and whatnot, but do it safely, do it correctly, you guys, just for peace of mind. In all honesty, like, if it was up to me, I'd drop less cash on this movie, but the thing is that it's all for peace of mind. So anyway, happy hunting with your music. I'm going to drop the 2 links for those 2 videos on how to make a trailer in this video right here. And I'm going to get to work making the trailer and posting this video. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye.